You're listening to CHRW 94.9, and this is DRoK here to take you through the next couple of hours. I'll be filling in this week between the ears this Monday morning with more of this pilot project I've been working on. I like to call the DRoK Radio Roadshow. I'll be featuring an eclectic mix of music by many local performers I've had the pleasure of meeting on my journey throughout the town and my musical journeys. For those that don't know me, I host an open mic down at the London Music Club on Friday nights. And so far this year, we've had close to over 120 performers play our stage. And in doing so, I've met some fantastic musicians and artists. And I thought, with the inspiration of my mentor, John the Night Bat Gerry, who was just hosting his show at the 2 a.m. slot, I thought I would come out and start bringing some of this out to the airways and for you listeners this morning. And so I'm going to start off this show here with a little bit of a mix of some music that I've recorded from down at the club. First up here, I'm going to bring in a little bit of Richard Gracious on CHRW 94.9.
Wake up, you say enough's enough. The wind blows, the rain pours. Wake up, you say enough's enough. Put on those dirty clothes, the ones on the floor. You drink your coffee slow, 'cause you know today is harder than the one before. You lock your door to return once more. Get in your car, drive, and you're bored. You gotta wake up. So you wake up, you say enough's enough. The wind blows, the rain pours. You wake up, you say enough's enough. Put on those dirty clothes, the ones on your floor. Your coffee burns your throat because you're getting old. You know today is harder than the one before. You lock your door to return no more. Get in your car, you drive, and you're bored. Get out of this town, notice you're not around, but they remember who you were from before. You were born. So you wake up, you say enough's enough. The wind blows, the rain pours. You wake up, you say enough's enough. of something. You're human and you'll take advantage of anything or anyone that looks like they could use a helping hand or someone to lighten up, feel the wave, and count the stars. Oh, you're human and you're pretty young. Oh, you're human and you're too young to question all of your horrible decisions that have you stuck in a bad position. You're too young to realize you don't get to choose a consequence to a choice. Silver lining. Oh, you're human and you're stuck. Oh, we're naturally good at messing everything up, good at focusing on problems we make in our heads, keep us tossing and turning in bed, but all we want is to be wanted. Is to be accepted. And darling, you're no different. And all you can do is just deal with it. Everything will fall in a place. In the end, all the bad, it goes away. In the end, everything is okay. In the end, all you can do is just be. In the end, all you can do is just be. Thank you. My name's Taylor Holden. You can get that off Bandcamp for free, which is awesome because free music is the best. Have a good night.
Here's another song I just wrote. It goes inspired by an old gospel song I was listening to for a while. It goes. I just wrote this song really recently. I hope I remember everything. If I was a gambler, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'd quit my gambling, I'd work on the building too. If I was a drinking man, I know just what I'd do. I'd quit my drinking ways, and I'd work on the building too. Well, if I had a banjo, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'd play until my fingers bled, and I'd work on the building too. If I was a singer, Lord, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'd sing my song for the world to hear, and I'd work on the building too. Well, if I was a tax man, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'd quit collecting taxes, and I'd work on the building too. If I was a congressman, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'd try to change the rules until they're cool, and I'd work on the building too. All right. was the president, I tell you what I'd do. Give the power back to the people like they were meant to do. If I was the people, I tell you what I'd do. Right away start making changes and I'd work on the building too. Alright. Well, if I was a carpenter, I tell you what I'd do. I'd hammer on that building just to build it up for you. If I was a farmer, I know what I'd do. I'd farm that land my bare hands and work on the building too. All right. Well, if I was a lover, I tell you what I'd do. I'd love that girl with all my heart, that girl would be you. If I was a poet, I know what I'd do. I'd write the words that could change the world and work on the building too. Let's go! Well, if I was Bob Dylan, I know just what I'd do. I'd call my friend, say, hey Ben, let's go work on the building too. Yes, if I was Bob Dylan, I know just what I'd do. I'd stay alive, I'd never die. I'd just work on the building too, yeah, that's right. Well, if I was a gambler, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'd bet you $5 I could work on the building too. And if I was a drinking man, I know what I'd do. I'd pour myself a whiskey drink and work on the building too. Thank you.
You're back listening to CHRW. This is DRoK here with the DRnR Radio Roadshow. And I just played for you a few of the songs that I had recorded down at the London Music Club during an open mic night. I had, first was Wake Up by Richard Gracious from week 7. And we had Human, Taylor Holden. And that last one there was from Ben M. If I Was. Now I'm going to get another quick set of songs from those recordings. And after that, I have a special guest I'm going to bring into the studio here. And we'll do a little bit of talking, a little bit of interview, a little bit of live music, listen to some songs off of his EP, and it'll be a great time, so stay tuned for that. Up next, I do have these will be a couple of covers by the looks of it. First one will be a friend of mine, Nikki James, with her cover of Imagine Dragons' Radioactive.
Waking up to ash and dust, I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. Breathing in the chemicals, breaking in, shaping up, and checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Oh, I'm waking up, I feel it in my bones, enough to make my systems blow. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm radioactive, radioactive. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm radioactive, radioactive. I raise my flag, don my clothes. It's a revolution, I suppose. We're painted red to fit right in. Oh, breaking in, shaping up, and checking out on the prison bus. This isn't the apocalypse. Oh, I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones, enough to make my system flow. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm radioactive, radioactive. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm radioactive, radioactive. All systems go. Sun hasn't died. Deep in my bones, straight from inside, I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones, enough to make my systems blow. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm radioactive, radioactive. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm radioactive, radioactive.
I a song. I wrote this a couple years ago, and before I was done, I played it for Raj, and then he just started with this thing here. So it's been known as the walking bass ever since. That's kind of just our name for it. So here it is. Here goes a story, a true crime, a crying shame. It started when you left, before the lights began to fade. I sure as hell cannot recall when was and when did I say. When did I say that I will be the ashes and you can be the fire? I'll be the torn and tattered to your refined sense of style, and I will be the roadkill and you can be the tire. In the end, it is all so clear. As fast as you come, you disappear. You disappear. You disappear. I will be the servant to your stiletto heels, and the marks that you leave on me I will keep concealed. When was it that I asked? When did I say I'll take that deal? In the end, it is all so clear. As fast as you come, you disappear. You disappear. Disappear. You disappear back into the street of your hustle and deceit. The tools that pretty used to tempt the poor and meek, who at the rate they're going won't inherit anything. It's all been taken. I will be the sickness to your amusement ride, and I'll be the side effects while you enjoy the high, and I'll suffer with the memories you so simply pass by. In the end, it is all so clear. It is all so very clear. fast as you come, you disappear. You disappear. You disappear.
Thank you. That's all Raj right there.
Ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know by now. Ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, it'll never do somehow. When your rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on. Don't think twice, it's alright. Ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. That light I'll never know. Ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. I'm on the dark side of the road. Still I wish there was something I could do or say to make you change your mind and stay. We never did too much talking anyway. Don't think twice, it's alright. Ain't no use in calling out my name, babe, like you never did before. Ain't no use in calling out my name, babe, I can't hear you anymore. I'm thinking and wondering, walking down this road. Once loved a man, a boy I'm told. Gave him my heart, but he wanted my soul. Don't think twice, it's alright. So long, honey babe, where I'm bound I can't tell. Goodbye is too good a word, babe, so I'll just say fare thee well. I ain't saying you treated me unkind. You could have done better, but I don't mind. You just kind of wasted my precious time. Don't think twice, it's alright.
The fireworks to start July. Everyone's staring at the sky, but I'm lost in her. I can't look away. Blue eyes covered by a pretty blonde curl that falls just right across her face. She pushes it off to the side. She looks over, starts to smile, whispers my name. Says I haven't seen a single spot, but I feel them right in my heart. And if I'm asked, here's what I'll say. I'll tell them I was busy loving you. Hey, hey, that I was busy loving you. And I know I've got my whole life, and I got things I need to do, but I've been busy loving you. Morning comes, I'm running late, but I couldn't help but stay for one more kiss, for one more taste. She's lying there so perfectly. She says, go on, you better leave. But if they get mad, here's what you say. You tell them I was busy loving you. Hey, hey, that I was busy loving you. I know I've got my whole life, and I got things I need to do, but I've been busy loving you. Well, Mom and Pa say I ain't thinking straight. Professor says I'm gonna lose my grades. Boss man says I'm out of sick days. But she said, you tell him I've been busy loving you. Hey, hey, that I was busy loving you. Oh, oh. I've got my whole life, and I got things I need to do, but I've been busy loving you.
Here with DeRoK, with the DRoK and RoLL Radio Roadshow here on CHRW 94.9, filling in between the ears this week. And you just heard Patrick James Clark, Busy Loving You, off of Letters to Beatrice EP. Before the break there, I had Radioactive by Nikki James, The Walking Bass by Gregor Botting and Roger Fisher, and then Don't Think Twice, It's All Right, Jenny Rensby and Gerry Ferns from down at the London Music Club, where I host out on Friday nights, the open mic night. Working down at the London Music Club, I guess it was back in November I had, I noticed, I believe it was November, Patrick James Clark came on in. I have Patrick here in the studio with me. How you doing today, Patrick?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Let's try that one more time and see if I have you now.
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you for having me in this morning.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. We've been chatting a little bit beforehand while some of this music was playing. And this song, Busy Loving You, your Letters to Beatrice EP, when did you come out with that, the EP itself?
The EP got launched this June. It came out, last June it came out everywhere online on iTunes, and then physical copies became available in September.
Nice. Now, you've been busy doing some gigs in and around town and other places. Mm-hmm. Where was the last show you did?
Last show was this weekend. Actually, I was back home. We do a fundraiser. When I was going to music school, I got a couple of music scholarships to help me pay for tuition and things like that. And now with the record coming out, we host a fundraiser. We get all the recipients, as many as we can, to come back, and we do a big showcase evening at the big town hall in my hometown of Shelburne, Ontario. And it's for the Dufferin Arts Council scholarship. So that was on Saturday night. So I just got back from that yesterday. Lots of fun. That was a great night for sure.
And then and now you're here this morning.
Yeah, it never stops. The fun never stops.
Bright and early. Yeah, I've been taking different shows. I'm fairly new to this radio broadcasting. Started off back in February working with John the Nightbat Gardy there. He used to come down and kind of really got me into this. So last week I did an interview, and I thought this week I'd bring somebody else in and do another one. So I want to thank you for doing this for me.
No, it's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Now, well, let's see. What can you tell me about Busy Loving You? What was the inspiration for that song?
Yeah, well, Busy Loving You was, all my songs are love songs on my record. That's kind of just the way it all formulates in one way or another. Busy Loving You was written about my college girlfriend at the time, and it was just kind of one of those. I had a concept of a song that I really liked. I liked the hook of Busy Loving You. I thought there was something very kind of elegant about that, of a little bit different take on. Everyone's got this stuff like, why don't we just stay home? Why don't we just stay in bed? That sort of concept. But the idea behind the girl being, why don't you tell them that you can't go because I'm busy loving you, I thought was a really kind of great concept behind it. Now, a lot of my songs are formulated about people I know a lot of times, sometimes people I don't know. But then the concept themselves kind of evolve into a universal idea. So the initial concept, was based on my college girlfriend at the time, and it kind of evolved into this kind of bookmark for the record, which really kind of came out with this kind of nice, more upbeat song.
Now you recorded this down in Nashville, is that correct?
I did, yeah. I did, yeah. We went to Nashville in February of last year to do this album specifically. I'd gone a couple times before that to meet with my producers and the people I was working with on the album, and that was a whole trip in itself. But really great experience doing that down in an awesome city like that.
Nice. How long did the whole process take?
Overall? Probably 6 months in total. I was down in Nashville for 2 weeks doing kind of my parts on the album. A lot of stuff got filled in afterwards. The drummer actually couldn't be there at the time. He had to play on after. They got so many different studio musicians.
Yeah.
And, they're great players. The drummer was actually, he was on tour with Collective Soul at the time, so he couldn't come in and play on it. So it was a unique experience because you had to kind of fill in what the other sounds were going to be on the record.
That going in your head
of what was going to fill all those gaps. So that was really interesting. Something I'd never done before. I'd done a bit of studio work, but nothing to this extent. So that was really challenging, and it was a lot of fun too to see what you could pull out with just having certain pieces in place on the album.
Nice. Now let's see. I have some more of these songs here. We might as well get playing a couple of them and get some of these in.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm going to put on Business Day. That's when did you write this one?
I wrote Business Day the summer before I did the album, I was taking some courses with Berkeley College online. I was taking some songwriting courses, and I'd done it for an assignment, actually. There was some things that we were trying to work harmonically out with some things, and that was a kind of a sample that I had done up, just a couple verses of it. And I really liked how it evolved. And then when we were looking to put stuff on the record, I brought this one back up to my producer and kind of said, "What do you think about this?" I really liked the kind of the hook behind it, and they were really passionate about it. They thought it was going to be a really good Sunday morning or early morning drive song. So I'm glad everyone who's awake right now is going to kind of wake up to this.
Well, it is an early morning here, and it's not a Sunday morning, but it is a Monday morning. They'll be on their way to work, and let's get playing this here, Business Day by Patrick James Clark.
When you said we should spend all afternoon in bed, that it meant you didn't want to really put any clothes on at all. Well, that's okay, I don't mind, and the radio seems to think it's fine. Jack Johnson's keeping time, and I think he'll set the rhythm for today. Like I said, I've got all day. All my plans I threw away. Called in sick, didn't wanna work. After all, what could it hurt to spend all day in bed with you, rolling around like lovers do, while Ray Charles sings songs to us. I know my normal 9 to 5 don't usually have you by my side, but girl, you look so fine. The way you sing Georgia on my mind, that I could miss your perfect lips, the way they land a perfect kiss. Ooh, when you get like this, you're making my life such sweet bliss. What can I say? Girl, you're my kind of business day. So take the phone off the hook, clear all your meetings, cause I got you booked. And if it's love that you need, lock the front door, throw out the key. I'll make you breakfast in bed. I might burn the coffee, bring OJ instead. But you know there's no need to fret. The radio said Coltrane's on next. And I know my normal 9 to 5 don't usually have you by my side, but girl, you look so fine, singing my favorite things, you're in every line. I can miss your perfect lips, the way they land a perfect kiss. Oh, when you get like this, you're making my life such sweet bliss. What can I say? Girl, you're my kind of business day. Well, the forecast said it's raining. We're inside, ain't complaining. Everybody must be so frustrated they can't hear the songs that are playing for us under the streets. That's a heck of a work day, if you ask me. And I know my normal 9 to 5 don't usually have you by my side, but girl, you look so fine. Could you sing my song one more time? I could miss your perfect lips, the way they land a perfect kiss. Oh, when you get like this, you're making my life such sweet bliss. What can I say? Girl, you're my kind of business day. My
back here at CHRW 94.9 with DRoK and the DRnR Radio Roadshow, and I'm here with Patrick James Clark on this Monday morning business day, and that was business day. And so tell us, Patrick, you've got this EP out.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing in and around town. How does an artist, an upcoming artist, go about getting these shows?
Yeah, well, it's a great question. I mean, one I kind of ask all the time still. So I moved up to London here this fall. So the album I was saying came out in August, and I moved up here in September. And I didn't know anyone in London. I moved up with some friends of mine, but I didn't know anyone in the industry up in London.
Right.
So I just kind of, honestly, I started cold calling. I had press kits all done up. I knocked on doors with my CD,
right.
With kind of a bio, and emailed and harassed venues until they listened. And I would either get answers that like they were booked, or or not reply. That happens a lot. I think I'd probably like knocking like 150 doors to kind of get chosen. I mean, then they start coming in, because once you get the places that do let you, like, just please let me come once.
Right.
And then eventually you kind of develop at least a small group of places that would want you to come back, or like kind of what you're doing, because you're not going to fit into every venue, and that's something that I think a lot of artists don't like to accept. They like to think that I can play whatever venue I need to play, and when you're new, you have to do that because you have to play all the covers, right?
Right.
But I think once you find kind of the pocket that your music falls into, it's a lot easier to streamline where you want to start playing. So, there's some venues I play. I play a little bit in London. I play a little bit in Kitchener, and then a little bit back home as well, and some stuff kind of coming up in Toronto now. But I've really started kind of to find where my sound falls, and then what venues would kind of appeal to that.
What would you classify yourself as then?
Well, I mean,
genre-wise.
Genre. I kind of go under pop singer-songwriter. Every time people have to kind of qualify it, it's got a bit of easy listening, kind of adult contemporary feel to it. Mm-hmm. Now, when I play like a live show, I play a lot of bar stuff. I play like the 4-hour kind of house music stuff. Now, that's a lot of covers, a lot of top 40 stuff, which I love. I love all that music. But when I play my stuff, when it's time to kind of bring up the originals, it's either during a nice slow part of the evening where people are kind of ready to take a little bit more, take a notch down maybe, or it's places like the London Music Club. It's places where people are coming to hear songwriters, are coming to hear, they're sitting down, they're having a drink, they're out with some friends, but it's not going to be music you dance to. It's just not. It's never going to be that.
It's a show.
Yeah,
the entertainment more than a dance.
It's
hall,
just not going to be the dance. I mean, I can play that and I love it. I have nothing against it, but my album isn't going to be that. And I think once you kind of find where you fall as an artist, it's a lot easier to start getting shows lined up.
When I first heard you down at the club there, like I say, I believe it was back in November you stepped in, and I was doing some experimental recordings at the time. Waiting on the World to Change, Waiting on the World.
Yeah, Waiting on the World to Change by John Mayer. One of my favorites, yeah.
When I first heard that one, when I played it back, when I'm working the show, I don't really... I don't want to say this, but I don't really listen. I don't really hear the show as well as I do when I sit at home and listen back to the recordings. And that one really struck me as, that's really, really good. I loved your voice. I loved the sound of the song, and it just got to me. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna go somewhere. Let's hear some more of this stuff.
That's awesome. Well, I remember we talked after that. Actually, we got in contact after that show, and you'd sent me that link through of the recording. And I mean, it was great. Everyone, the reception. I love the London Music Club is one of my favorite places to play in town. It's the reception there and the crowd is just is unbelievable.
I don't want to take away from other venues in town.
Oh, not at all.
What's going on there, but no, it's one of my most favorite places too. Because again, people come there. They do come there for the show. Other open mic nights, Wednesdays, we've got them in. There's Poacher's Arms, I believe.
Yeah, great
with
venue.
Jamie.
Yep, great venue.
Vinny, Norma Jeans.
Yep.
They have a jam night the same night. That starts around 9. If you're East Side Way, they have another one. They have one on Wednesday night as well. A great jam night.
East Side Bar, yeah. I played a couple shows. Well, I played their open mic, and that's how I got booked there.
The big sign,
the big marquee sign with my name. Yeah, that was a lot of selfies with that.
Well, and that's what it does take. Like you say, get out there, get promoting. I'm going to. I had the privilege. I asked Patrick to help me out with a Tinnitus Association awareness do that we had put on London Health Sciences Centre in association with the Tinnitus Association of Southwestern Ontario, put on a show, and I helped them put this together, and I had Patrick out to play for us there, and I recorded it. So I'm gonna play a song here from that. This is one of his covers. This is Free Fallin' from that show. So we'll play that here on CHRW 94.9.
She's a good girl, loves her mama and she loves Jesus. In America too, oh, she's a good girl, crazy about Elvis. She loves horses and a boyfriend too. Oh no, no. It's been a long day living in Reseda. There's a freeway running through the yard, and I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy breaking her heart, and I'm free. Free, free falling, and I'm free. I'm free falling, falling, no, no. All the vampires walking through the valley, they're moving west down Ventura Boulevard. All the bad boys standing in the shadows. All the good girls, all with broken hearts. And now, and now, and now I'm free. I'm free falling, and now I'm free. Oh, I'm free falling. I wanna glide down over my Holland. I wanna write her name in the sky. I wanna free fall out into nothing. I'm gonna leave this world for a while, and now. And I'm free. I'm free falling, and I'm free. I'm free falling, no, 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 no. Free falling, and I'm free falling, and I'm free falling, and I'm free falling, and I'm free. I'm free falling.
That was a Free Falling cover done by Patrick James Clark, and we are back here live in the studio. I have Patrick with me. So, you've been playing a lot. You've brought your guitar. Mm-hmm. We're going to get you to do some live stuff in a little bit.
Yeah.
The Free Falling type of songs and covers. What other covers do you do when you do a show?
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of John Mayer. He's kind of how I got into music, especially into writing. So I cover a lot of his stuff. And when I get into the bar stuff, you have to kind of tailor to the crowd. So for kind of a dancing bar crowd, I'm playing a little bit more top 40 stuff. That's kind of some John Mayer, like the Bruno Mars, Ed Sheeran, kind of top 40 stuff. As well as kind of more of the electronic music, a little more EDM. And I like to bring that down on a kind of acoustic level because there's songs that people recognize, but not songs they recognize like that. So I find those go over really well because people like to dance to them, but they've never heard them in that type of format.
Right.
Which is kind of a cool way to bring an original quality to that cover sound. So it's a bit of a blend like that. And then for like more of the songwriter shows, the songwriter nights, I stick a little bit more acoustic type stuff, and that goes back to more of the Jack Johnson, John Mayer, a little bit more of that range, less in the top 40 range, more acoustic guitar range.
The singer-songwriter, true roots.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Nice. I've noticed there has been a bigger trend these days in the acoustic. A lot more singer-songwriters, and they're putting their shows together. Do you find it more beneficial to do shows geared towards where you have more than just one or two acts? You have 3 or 4 acts.
Yeah, kind of doing like a joint bill.
Yeah.
I've done a couple things like that where they have kind of 3 or 4 artists all coming up. I love it a lot for songwriting things. I think when you get to kind of get a crowd together where you're going to showcase a couple different songwriters, a couple different styles, that's really unique because each writer has their own style, so it's not repetitive. When you get a couple artists together and they all play like the same song, then maybe there's a little bit of a wash there that you wouldn't need that many artists. But especially for the songwriting showcases, everyone's so different in their style that it's a really great experience for the crowd. So every time I'm going to do something like that, I love doing it with other artists, and I love kind of splitting up sets that way. And I think the crowd can really appreciate that as well, because songwriting's so unique in itself, right?
They get more of a variety of a
exactly. And
keeps it interesting.
If they don't like someone, then they have other people to fill up.
Yeah, true enough. Where do you draw your inspiration from? Your biggest inspiration for songwriting?
Yeah, well, like I was saying, my album's a love song album, and most of my songs kind of fall into that range. And I think I tried to kind of avoid that at times, and the songs didn't come out right. They didn't come out. There's a lack of kind of they just weren't as genuine as I wanted when I wasn't kind of writing about those kinds of scenarios or emotional concepts. To me, I think for writing songs, a lot of times I'm writing about things that I would like to happen, or a type of relationship or kind of emotion that maybe that isn't actually happening, with something that would be great if it did. And it kind of creates that idea like you know what you're looking for, but you don't know who you're going to find it in. And I think that's a really kind of cool thing to share with people, because I think a lot of people relate to that. So when they hear something like Business Day, well, Business Day wasn't written about a girl that I knew or a relationship that I was in, but it was about one that I wanted to be. It was about that concept of, wouldn't it be great if you could have this? And I think when people can hear that and be like, that would be really, something really special. And I think that can kind of translate. So when I write a song, a lot of times it is about a real experience, or at least drawn off it, or a real person, and it kind of evolves that way. But more often than not, it's more about something like, this is what I think a lot of people look for right now, is what I'm looking for. And
like a projected experience.
Exactly, yeah. And wouldn't it be great? I don't know who we're going to find this in, but it would be great to find someone like that.
Right. Now, well, we're on the topic of love, and your EP is a love written songs. Is there a love in your life at the moment?
Right now, no. Right now, it's music. Music is my love right now, I guess you could say. A lot of people kind of ask about, when you're really busy with the album and kind of working and all that sort of stuff, going around shows, can you kind of balance it all? And you definitely can. There's nothing to say that it doesn't work. I think just it's all about kind of timing, and it's all about finding things that are going to fit together really nicely.
Yeah.
And I was in a relationship for a long time, doing the record and stuff like that. And that's where a lot of the album came out of. And you can definitely kind of do shows, and I was going to Nashville and stuff like that, and you can make it work. Nothing to say you can't, but just everything's got to kind of line up properly to kind of get that to click.
So it gels, feels good.
So yeah,
if it doesn't
exactly.
feel good, it's probably not gonna feel good.
Probably isn't gonna. You're not gonna get too many good songs out of it. No.
we shall let's play a couple more songs off of this Letters to Beatrice EP. We'll start with I'm Gonna Find Her.
Yeah, love that one.
And we'll play that one right now.
I bet she loves skyscrapers, so I'll check New York. In her spare time, I'm sure she's a painter, so I'll search in Paris some more. I bet she loves her toes in the water, so I'm off to Rio's coast. And I know she's gotta be out there, and I just can't wait anymore. I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna find her. I bet she was student body president and top of her class, but she'd sneak out back for a cigarette, 'cause she's kinda bad like that. And I bet she slept in a truck bed and loved a quarterback. And I'm searching for the clues that she left, and I think I'm on the right track. And I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna find her. I bet she's looking for someone, and I hope that he's me. She don't know I'm coming, so I better